Okay, so that's working. So we have day 2 of the LMS here. A bit late. I actually can stream this time around, so that's going to be a bit of a treat. Midnight Sun versus Hong Kong Esports, of course. Hong Kong Esports favored to win this game if we go off of last season, but they are missing their mid laner Toys this season. He's retired. Big part of their team. We'll see if Godquai is able to carry it along with Dinter, Ole, and Maple Snow. Chile is the replacement coming in. Not sure how he's going to perform in this. Lulu, Mundo, Gangplank are banned from blue side. Hecarim, Rise, and Shen. They were hovering for, but they're going to lock in MF first pick. Really strong AD carry on this patch. This for her. Nerfs. We'll see if they pick up the Fiora later on. With her eyes gone, there aren't really any negative matchups for you there. But Hong Kong Esports hovering Alistar and Kindred right now is a very good pickup for them. See if they lock those ones in. I don't know what else they could pick here that would be a better pick. Kindred, of course, new champion means that she has the broken kit. Um, even if they toned down her numbers, which they did do since this game happened, she's still broken beyond belief. And Riot realized that ADCs in jungle were problematic. That's why they spent all of Season 5 up until they released Kindred, trying to prevent them from being played in jungle. The whole rework was there to stop picks that other picks in AD carry, but AD carry being the main one, from being able to jungle. So Ram is not going to pick Trundle. Being picked up is probably going to support. They're going to find something else for the Ram is probably going to go Rek'Sai here. And Ulala switching between the two now. Rammus would be quite surprising. There we go, the Rek'Sai gets locked in. And for the next picks, we're probably, well, we'll see Ezreal and some sort of top laner. Not sure who they're hovering Corki. Corki's also good. But if they're gonna pick Corki there, you have to think it's gonna go mid lane. Ezreal can mid lane as well. The reason why you'd pick Ezreal and save your mid lane pick for last is that Ezreal can flex bot and mid. If they pick something, Ezreal has really good easy time in mid lane. But picking these two are just gonna give you a counter pick in the top lane. 380 carries coming out. It does show a lot for what kind of strategy you're going to run. You're going to run a poke comp. Victor can blow up the 80 carries. That's a good pick there. Probably going to go back to the Fiora, although the lengths of a Malphite would go quite well. And now they're hovering the Malphite. It's not so much the armor stacking, because of course Corki and Ezreal do a fair bit of magic damage. It's just the instant engage with his ultimate. If you landed that one or two of their 80 carries, they're probably going to die. Even if they don't die, it gives you enough time for your team to follow up. Let's say you go on, because Kindred ult can save them, but if you were to Maokai, or not Maokai, Malphite ult, Rek'Sai knock up onto the Kindred with Victor's gravity field below him, the gravity field would proc stun them. They would die if they hadn't already died by that time. And then, of course, the Tom Kench. Save anyone from these ults. So, no surprise with that one coming out. It's gonna get locked in. 95% sure. Nautilus actually getting locked in. Not as good as the Tom Kench, but Maple Snow is pretty good at Nautilus this season. Really good pick. Does magic damage as well, so it will force Malphite to itemize a bit differently, hopefully, in this lane. If not, you still have a lot of peel, a lot of CC to stop their engage. You can save your ult for when MF ults and just interrupt hers. And we'll see if Maple Snow can do what he did the last time around with this Nautilus. He was against Lissandra that time, but he was able to bully her out of lane every time she showed up. We'll see if Midnight Sun can play around that over-aggressive style by Maple Snow on this pick. With Chili's playing Ezreal, bit of question marks on him. It should go well for him in this matchup. You can poke out early, play safe. You're not really going to get caught at all because you have your Arcane Shift away in such a small lane such as mid. I'm getting spammed in League during this, but can't look at that right now. Midnight Sun on your screen. Now we're onto the Rift, so Trundle and Alistar just taunting each other a bit. It doesn't really matter how much damage they take. Getting the Thief Mastery point off. Steal some gold when you auto attack. What that does do is, with Chili staying mid, there's not gonna be any flank onto Alistar, so he can stand up that far. He knew that Trundle had his bite, so he's not gonna get caught by any CC at the level 1. It does prevent any invade. Seeing them bot, they're going up to the top, but both teams have done this. It'll be a 2v2 top. I'm not sure if either team realizes that they're opting for 2v2 here. I didn't see what vision saw anyone. And go through here. They give the small golem to Alistar. Gonna give this one to Trundle, looks like. And they're gonna give the big one to Alistar. So we've seen this a lot actually in Korea. You give it to your support just because they can do more at level 2 than these carries. Trundle level 1 doesn't really do anything. You need to wait for your pillar. Now he has level 2, you can do something. Alistar can also combo. MF should Trundle ever go in, or just knock Trundle away depending on what kind of fight they want. And there's the pillar coming in, so a lot of damage coming up from both sides actually. The Phosphorus Bomb landing does mean God Quiet wins the trade. And Chili's jumping away, still getting hit by that. A bit odd to see him taking his E level 2, a bit scared in this lane of Missions Victor. Kinda get it, he's the new player, he has nerves on stage it looks like. But he hasn't traded back any damage to Mission. And Missions has brought 2 health pots to lane instead of 1, going for a Doran's Ring versus Blade. Rek'Sai going for a gank onto Maple Snow. He should be able to walk away from this one. Not able to get on top of them. They could have flashed for it, but that would have just been a trade, or he could hook away. Dinter, seeing Rek'Sai bot, does take the blue buff from him. Wolf Smite did see him out there. But at the end of the day, triple buff going over to the side of Hong Kong Esports. Julian, trading a lot of damage coming down from the minions, but with Willow still there, no mana onto Maple Snow, but he is able to just walk away from that one. Losing a lot of XP onto the top lane, or bot lane in this case. Both are going to recall. Malphite's going to teleport back to eat up that wave. Nautilus can just... God, quite. Trading again there. Not much action coming from this lane. Hong Kong Esports is winning it by quite a sizable TS lead. Both top laners use teleport there. Zane also is teleporting to stop this wave from going over to Malphite for free and to stop any lane freeze. Maple Snow hooks a minion, so no real trade damage coming down here. The great thing about Nautilus is with Thunderlords, you proc that E, get an auto attack off on the stun. That's going to proc it every time. And you can trade quite well as you get a few points into it. He actually doesn't have Thunderlords, he went for the Undying Grasp, which gives you more sustain in the lane and scales better late game. You have percent health lifesteal, like percent of your health as 3% of your health as lifesteal, and damage every 4 seconds. So in long trades, that's a lot better. Of course, against a Malphite, you probably aren't planning on destroying him in lane, especially as Nautilus. There's no goal there. So taking the late game mastery does have a lot more benefits to it. On live, of course, Thunderwatch is nerfed. You're going to see a lot more Undying Grasp across regions. And actually, Midnight Sun were able to equalize the bot lane far, but Karki having the waves there should be able to gain his lead back before recalling. BF Sword onto MF. Bit more of a power spike than the Sheen that Godquai is going to be picking up. That's one of the, well, not one of the, that's why BF Sword costs 1600. Riot doesn't understand balance, so they just lowered the cost of BF Sword. They lowered Sheen cost, but they made it substantially worse as an item. The lack of AP now it just gives mana. To make use of Sheen in the 200 gold, or 300 gold between the two items, you need to be landing a lot of spell auto, like procs. The idea of Sheen and Triforce is that you get it before a player can get IE and then their crit item. That's also why you would take Bloodthirster before IE, because it's a bigger power spike. Lack of understanding of bot lane led to poor balancing of it. Azrael comes in, does do a bit of damage to the Trundle, but no engage going to come down there as the cone went down. And Chili's doing a combo onto Mission there. Does drop him below half, but health pot's going, and Azrael's repeated all-in isn't that good, especially against a Victor who can just get annoyed of Azrael's jumping in and kill him. Surprised that Midnight Sun isn't doing more to help this Victor out since he's their main mid-game damage threat. Or main anti-threat. You have the Rek'Sai meant to have strong early game, but all you've done is camp Maple Snow, who, for his efforts, has a 20 CS lead still onto Julian. And actually, Rex getting caught out here by Kindred jumps to the Wraith or Wolf camp. Is gonna flash away and get out of it, but dropping very low there. Dinter gonna take up the next blue, so Rek'Sai without a blue all game. Not so bad for him, but it is bad for this Victor here, who would like to free farm these waves. Ezreal picking it up with his arcane shift there. With the Wolf Smite there to see him, Dinter knows that Rek'Sai is back into his jungle, doesn't want to get caught out in there. And we might just see a flame game coming out from Maple Snow in this matchup. Certainly comfortable on the Nautilus, going for Rod of Ages first, of course. Provides a lot of damage in every aspect. Nautilus scales with AP on everything, but his W is auto attack. When he has a shield up, his auto attacks on W scale with health. And Ole going in onto Skull does force some trade damage, of course. Hong Kong Esports winning this bot lane this whole game. Not willing to commit for a full 5v5 just yet. Or not 5v5, a full all-in just yet because of the possibility of a 5v5 mission. Not having teleport does limit that a bit. Brought heal saying as Ezreal. Although Ezreal's global will help them, or will reach the bot lane before Victor does, should they have to race each other down there. Pain and Skull recalling here. Malphite walking to the top lane means that they're going to just walk back bot lane, so no lane spike coming in. With the dragon being a threat, that's probably the best for right now. But off the recall, they're going to take the dragon anyway, so Midnight Sun forced into a bad position. They're going to lose dragon off of that one. Maple Snow walk down to the Rift Tail to make sure that there's no counter take by Midnight Sun. Pink ward getting cleared away there. Dinter comes to stop it, takes the green ward, but Ulala will come back and clean out that pink eventually. Doesn't really matter, they know it's there, so they're not gonna gain anything. They'll just know where that they haven't lost the pink ward yet, essentially. To counter that, Dinter placed his ward over the dragon wall. We'll be able to see. Gang's coming into the bot lane from there. Hong Kong Sports also have a pink ward in the mid lane bush on that side, so losing that bush control won't mean as much as it would otherwise. And Julian losing another trade out here top lane. At 40 CS of like differential. Getting close. 40 CS differential in a 1v1 lane that has had your jungle help you more than the other junglers help the other laner. Not not an ideal place for Julian. Hook lands for the last CS, and Chili's going to do what Faker does, ult bot lane. Doesn't hit anyone though. Faker is really good at doing that. That's why he played Ezreal mid all last season. The poke damage from your ult just onto the bot lane like that will win it for your own lane. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, Ezreal's chances of killing this Victor aren't that high. One thing to note though, Ezreal finishes more mana, as I say, that they're going to take the Rift Herald. We'll see if they get this to Dinter like most teams have been doing, giving it to their jungler. Ghost does see them there, doesn't actually proc onto any of them for the slow, but know that they're taking it, and now that it's gone, they can see that. So usually we'll see it here into Iceborne Gauntlet just because of the power spike and wave control that gives you. Ezreal's biggest weakness as a mid laner is that he can't clear the waves. With Iceborne Gauntlet, you have AoE on your Q. It'll clear the wave. Top turret actually going down 15 minutes in the 1v1. It was 2v2 for their bot lane at the start of that game, so usually you have to see a jungler come in to take the turret. Maple Snow's just been outperforming everyone on this one pick. Let's see if next week we see some bans targeted towards it, but as the game keeps going, 50 CS lead now in the top lane. Gonna go down a bit as the wave gets pushed up, but Nautilus should be there to catch the return wave. They did give the Rift Herald over to their jungler, and while you do this, is that let's say you need the minion push. You aren't gonna push the wave with these because they die just as quickly as any other minions. You aren't gonna get that great of a push on it on any lane without getting some help. I'll pause that and come back to it as Julian's getting all in. Dinter's here. Hook lands that will be him falling. Ezreal doesn't hit it, but Nala picks it up with the ult and the E. And now Dinter here to push it. They should be able to take the next turret if no one comes to defend. They see Rek'Sai bot, so that should be the free turret. Victor, not knowing where to go, is going to decide to go back to mid. So that's what you do. You give it to your jungler. They get increased move speed, they get increased damage. They can kill the laner, and then these minions actually mean something. They die so easily that if Victor had came to hold that, the Rift Herald buff wouldn't have done anything. Ezreal farming out here. Losing by a bit of CS, but no big deal. Went for a Hex Drinker, being afraid of the Victor before finishing Iceborne still, so has a big power null, not spike, at the moment. Dinter are going to take a second dragon for Hong Kong Esports. Their objective controls have been on point this game. And Corki's package is in base should he decide to grab it. Usually you don't grab it unless you're going for a gank in the near future. Mid laners, if they're against a Corki, should be playing safe as soon as they notice that the package was taken. God, quite gonna take this bot turret, so end of this it should be a turret lead coming in, 3-2. Corky's jumping forward. Julian gets jumped on by Ole, but he's just gonna unstoppable force his way out of it. Chili's getting the blue buff, gonna be able to push this wave out pretty quickly and recall. Doesn't actually go for the back. Goes for a bit of trade damage onto Mission. And we have Maple Snow getting behind this Trundle here. There's no one up there to help him. Maple Snow doesn't know if Trundle has any support. Flashes over the wall. Gonna go straight for it. Pillar comes out, but Ole getting flashed away from by Pain. All comes out onto all of them. They catch one, they're gonna catch the next one. Pain's gonna fall down soon. Dinter getting caught out here by Rek'Sai and Malphite. Nautilus finally falls down. Ole's gonna fall down, and it's 2 for 3 trade at the end of this one. Big overcommittal. If you have to flash to get into over a wall to be the first one at a fight, probably best you don't take that fight. He walked one way around, stopped, and turned around, went the other, and then flashed back to the first way he went around. Had he not done that, the gank would have been much more successful, as they were only spot out by a trinket going down as he walked into the lane or the river bush. Dinter clearing out bot lane. Just MC as it's 3k gold lead coming in. Or not 3k. But yes, 3k. Gold lead coming in for Hong Kong esports. Chili's on the safe pick of Ezreal. Hasn't died at all. Junglers in this game. Dinter's been great on objectives, but while Rek'Sai looks like he's doing well now, outside of that last fight, hasn't really shown up at all. Well, like, came to look about what he could find. Realized didn't have the team with him, so he just backs away. And Dinter looking in the dragon pit to see if he could find any trinkets in there. Didn't find any. Gonna go back and clear. Dragon's in a minute 30, and it should be a team fight coming in. Midnight Sun having the team fight team should be able to win it. Bit of a mistake on the overcommittal for the gank top lane. Hong Kong esports should look for more of a poke game starting now. They have Iceborne Gauntlet complete on Ezreal, Triforce on Corki. They're ready just to endlessly poke Midnight Sun until they win. One thing I noticed, Ole, after starting with the Face of the Mountain Item Relic Shield, has switched over to Talisman of Ascension. Speed buff really good for engaging. Or disengaging, which is more likely what he's going to use it for in this comp. Not something we've seen so much nowadays. Skull, on the other hand, wants the tanky stats on his Trundle. Gonna gain armor and MR off of Nautilus, most likely. So building flat health is all this champion needs. Dragon, third Dragon coming down for Honghai Esports. Midnight Sun a bit late. Pillar's already down, so they won't be able to chase the fight after this. And the threat of 5 dragons going down in this game to Honghai Esports has gotten a lot bigger now. Honghai Esports, despite having the poke comp and, in my opinion, being ready to poke, have gone back to farming lanes. They're looking to get Dinter scaling up, it feels like. They're actually got Julian to build for what is probably going to be an Abyssal Scepter. Could go Guardian Angel too, just to be more annoying, but it's more likely his team will die before he needs that. Abyssal Scepter will give Victor more damage onto the backline and help him burst them more. It was now just tanking up the turret for the wave to get on top of it. Does get everything clear. A lot of damage coming from the Ezreal onto Mission and Skull there. Mission at half. Did look like he got a heal coming in. Probably just health, or it looks like it was just health pods. But that should force them back for a while. Next wave coming in. This is where they should be able to get this turret. If not, a lot of poke come down and get down to the next wave. All they need to do is make sure they avoid that. They're going in. Rek'Sai and Malphite all. Corki uses his package to block the MF, or to stop the MF ult, look like. And this should be Midnight Sun's fight coming down here. Julian taking a lot of damage. Ezreal comes in. They're low real now. They're focused in his ult. He's going to get the heal. Victor Hourglasses, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Corki does miss his Q, so Ezreal jumps in, gets Trundle. At the end of the day, Victor does live really low. Big misplays on both sides there. All you have to do is not get engaged on, but they got stuck behind Trundle's pillar. Made easy 2-man ult for Malphite to come in. And 2 turrets coming down here. Pain, not the greatest ult coming off. Has the double crit item because her ult skills with crit now. Should also be able to spam slow fields to keep them. Like you put a should Midnight Sun get the lead. You put a pillar up. You put the MF slow down, and then they can't stop your turrets because they'll just get hit up too much as they're going to, well, do anything. So it comes down. Great play by. Actually, it was Alistair who knocked out. Great play by Malphite, Trundle, and then Rek'Sai followed up with the stun. Dinter, too much damage. Coming down. Too much protection with the Moth Malleus. I'm not sure if he completed the item yet. Could just be Hextron Gear, and then Ezreal going a bit too deep to follow that one up. A bit of a mistiming by Corky on the Q meant that Victor was able to survive that one. Blue buff going over to Chili's there. Dragon up in a minute will be fourth for Hong Kong Esports. First, if Midnight Sun were to take it. And actually, Skull getting caught out here by Maple Snow. Hook comes down. Both ults of the back line, or of the bot lane, go out there. Try to save them. Alistar from behind, not able to get onto anyone. Does knock Pain into the wall. Hook comes down. That is another kill. So 2 dead right before Dragon for Midnight Sun should equal this bot lane turret. And the Dragon coming down for Hong Kong Esports. Odd series of plays there for Hong Kong Esports with the catch. And Pain just ulted there to try to force them not to walk into it. Doesn't matter. No armor onto this Nautilus. He's still tanky enough. Victor trying to clear out this line. They do get the dragon down. Aren't able to take the turret. But a lot of damage onto that one. Rek'Sai tries to look for a flank behind, but Hong Kong Esports already backed away. And Maple Snow in this top lane. Gonna push it into turret, see where he goes. Has teleport up so he can stay up there if he needs to. Going up to 60 CS lead. Not able to get over that gap. Not able to reach the flame horizon that I mentioned earlier in the game. And just walking around in their jungle, looking to see if he can create another pick. There are wards for Midnight Sun on Baron. They don't have to worry about that one being snuck. Iceborne Gauntlet onto Malphite. Really, never mind. They go onto Victor with the ult. Gets knocked forward by Alistar. Teleport comes down. Goes on to Dinter, but that doesn't matter. They're going to keep getting chased here. Double knockup by Alistar. Rex is already out of this fight. Malphite's really low. He's going to fall down, sure enough. And Nautilus getting able onto MF. Does lead for a headbutt Pulverize combo onto 3 people by the Alistar. All health bars bleeding red. Nautilus Hook is going to come down here. Wolulu blocking it. Does get hit up. This should be the game coming down here. Death timer's not so long at the moment, but you have a Nautilus, you can do that. There's not much you can do. Double AD carries, these hurts are, or triple AD carry actually, these hurts are getting melted. Hong Kong Esports going to take the first game, but I'm going to take a break with that.